Alright, so it's 1 a.m. I feel a cold creeping up on me. I'm tired. I should probably be asleep right now. But I'm not gonna miss this chance to dunk on Chelsea. And even though Man City versus Chelsea is our biggest talking point today, there's still a lot of big talking points to cover throughout this video. And I was really contemplating doing the Champions League as well, but I decided to wait for the last match day, so I'll probably get another video out after that. So keep an eye out for that. Hi there, I'm Premier here with 265 Connect, and this is another episode of Full Time 265, the show I'll be bringing you a review of the biggest results and headlines from the last 7 days of football. So without wasting much time, let's get into it. Please excuse my voice, like I said, I have a flu, but it's a chance to laugh at Chelsea. I just had to take it. So just give me a minute, let me clear my throat. Alright, on to the title contenders. Okay, so when Chelsea started doing well this season, I really thought I was happy for them. Like, it was good to have them back amongst the big leagues, you know, talking with the big boys. But now that it seems like they're falling off, I couldn't be happier. I shouldn't lie to you. Then again, we really couldn't have expected Man City to always be the way they were. We all knew that they were going to come back to form at some point. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is them finally picking up. Maybe Pep's finally brought his magic back. And of course, when I say magic, I mean just splurge a bunch of money to solve all your problems. Hey man, it is what it is. If I had the oil money, I'd really like to do the same too. So I can't hate on it. Okay, I'm an Arsenal fan, of course I'm gonna hate on it. But let's dive a little bit deeper into the game. In a big game at the Etihad Stadium, City came from behind to beat Chelsea 3-1. Goals from Vardy, Halland and Foden turned the tide after Chelsea's early lead, showcasing City's resilience and depth. And City did pretty well to recover here, even though one of their big money spending started the game really badly. And even though this guy was clearly nervous, I mean, first game in the Premier League for Man City against Chelsea, it's a really high profile game. And keep in mind, he's the first ever player to play in the Premier League from his country, so a lot of weight on his shoulders there, and Chelsea just couldn't capitalize. They never pressured him as much as they should have, and they paid a big price. I should commend Chelsea's realism though, because they always said it from the beginning. They're not in the title race. But moving on from that, Erling Haaland looked like himself once again, you know, bullying defenders. He sent Cole to the gym. Phil Foden showing composure as well as he always does. And I don't know if Vardy used to score as many goals or be this offensive before he joined City, but whatever Pep has got him into now needs to be looked into. The guy is a little bit too offensive for a left back, if you ask me. But hey, City look good. They look to be picking up their form again, and next game being Arsenal, only 6 points behind the Gunners. If they win, they go within 3 points, and like I said in the last video, if City finish above Arsenal this season, I don't know, man. I'm tired of it. At this point, I don't know what I want more between the league and to finish ahead of City. I want the league. But I don't think we're ever gonna win it for as long as Michael Oliver's a Premier League referee. Look, I'm never gonna tell you what to do with your money, where to put it, or how to spend it, or how to earn it. But if you're a betting guy, and you ever see Michael Oliver registered as the referee for an Arsenal game, I'd likely put my money on there being a red card in that game. Luckily though, we came out of that game unscathed, and we're still in the title hunt. The Gunners faced a challenging encounter against Wolves. Despite being reduced to 10 men after Lewis Skelly's controversial red card, the Gunners secured a narrow 1-0 win thanks to substitute Riccardo Calafiori's decisive goal. Mr. Italiano. Seriously man, I hate the fact that Calafiori is always injured. I love this guy. He is such a baller. Sorry if it seems like I'm hyping him up a bit much, but he's always injured. To me, it's like still seeing a new signing, and this is in January, so that should tell you how bad the injury crisis has been. But to be fair, everyone has had really bad injuries this season. Rodri might have been right. He might have been onto something. We should have listened to him. I had a lot to say about the red card, but I'm not really going to dive into that. The only other controversial thing that happened this last weekend was the absolute shithousery from Jamie Vardy against Spurs once again. Honestly, at this point, Spurs couldn't buy a win even if they tried. £1 billion stadium, and they're sitting in 15th in the Premier League. Pretty embarrassing. But then again, what do you expect? It's just some little white-wearing club from North London. Not really anyone relevant, so nothing surprising there. Spurs' struggles continued as they suffered a 2-1 home defeat to Leicester. The win against Spurs was able to pull Leicester out of the drop zone and keep Spurs in 15th. Yeah, 15th. If I was a Spurs fan at this point, I'd just start looking for another team to start supporting. There's just no hope there. If I were you, I'd start looking into buying a Bournemouth jersey because something crazy seems to be going on over there. Before last weekend, the last time Nottingham Forest lost a game was in December to Man City. You would not expect them to concede 5 against Bournemouth. Keep in mind, this means Bournemouth have scored 9 goals in the last 2 games against Nottingham Forest and Newcastle. Those are 2 of the most informed teams in England at the moment. They had 2 players score hat-tricks in back-to-back games. What's in the air this season, man? Bournemouth have been making headlines with their remarkable form. The Cherries secured back-to-back victories, including a stunning 5-0 thrashing of high-flying Nottingham Forest. Dango Atura was the hero, netting a hat-trick and leading Bournemouth to an emphatic win. Bournemouth are looking good, man. And I watched the game against Arsenal early on in the season. You could see it. You could see that there's something going on. Shout out to Newcastle for recovering really well after that. They went all the way to play the dangerous, threatening, and offensive powerhouse that is last place Southampton. But nonetheless, they got the job done, beating Southampton 3-1 with Isak netting a brace, Tonali getting a goal, leaving them 5th in the Premier League table in their hunt for European football. Last season injuries really let them down and they're now fighting to get back into Europe. If you remember them being in the Champions League when they made it, I feel they were robbed in the PSG game. Real injustice there, they deserved to go through, but unfortunately they didn't, and it would be really great to see Newcastle back in the Champions League again. I like having them there. Wouldn't it be great if the teams representing the Prem in the Champions League were Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa and Newcastle? Oh, I'd love it. I know a lot of other people wouldn't, but hey, a man can dream. And another team that got back to winning form over the weekend, Manchester United, actually managed to get 3 points. Funny enough for me, the biggest talking point of that game isn't the fact that Man United won, but the fact that a man as big as Adama Traore is really trying to get into a trolling war with tiny Licha Bucha Lisandro Martinez. Come on, man. Manchester United edged out Fulham with a 1-0 win at Craven Cottage. This crucial victory provided a much needed boost for the Red Devils, easing relegation fears and building a fragile sense of belief within the squad. Yes, you heard me right. Relegation fears. If Man United fans don't start accepting the fact that they're in a relegation battle really soon, okay, realistically speaking, they won't be relegated, but imagine if they were. Wouldn't the world just be a much better place? No, but to be fair, the Premier League is much more entertaining when Man United is being competitive, and I hope that this sparks up a little bit of form for them. I would really like for them to be back at their best when Arsenal travel to Old Trafford and take all 3 points. That way we don't have any issues with who's better than who at the moment. I'm sorry, this channel is basically going to be I love Arsenal and hate Man United. Get used to it. That's the whole content here. That's all the content here. Ash, guys, English is hard, but I'm sure the more I do this, the better I'll get at speaking it. I'll get there eventually. And whilst Manchester United hope to be getting their form back, their biggest rivals, Liverpool on the other hand, continue a firm march towards another title. What did they give Arne Slot when he was getting to Liverpool? What cheat book did Jurgen Klopp write and leave in that Anfield office that has Arne Slot's team doing this well? You have to give your respect to Liverpool though. They started preparing for their rebuild just in time, and now those players that they brought in to rebuild are in the first team, doing really well. Some signings came in and were terrible and now are just irreplaceable in the squad. After those results, this is what the Premier League table looks like now. It's honestly shaping up to be a really entertaining season. It seems like there's still a lot to fight for a lot of teams. You can't say City out of the title race. If they beat Arsenal this weekend, they're only 3 points behind them. Manchester United and Spurs are still technically in a relegation battle. The race for Europe is as tight as it can possibly be, with only 4 points separating 3rd from 7th. You really just don't know who's going to end up where come match week 38, and that's why we love this league, man. That's why the Premier League is the best league in the world. But there's a lot happening in the world of European football right now, and a lot to cover. We're getting to the business end of the season, meaning the football gets more intense, the games get more entertaining, and the content keeps providing itself. So if it's there to be spoken about, I'm there to talk to you guys about it. I can't wait to give you a full breakdown and analysis of how the first round of the Champions League has gone. We'll definitely be diving deeper into more European leagues soon, but for now, this has been M Premier of 265 Connect, giving you another episode of Full Time 265. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.